What do you love most about your brother?
There's something about him that no one can explain. When someone sees him, when someone really gets to know him, they love him. He has a charm. I don't know what it is. Can I borrow it, please?
Is there anything special about your brother?
Yeah. We watched Power Rangers together, and then he liked Ninja Turtles for his birthday, and he wanted Ninja Turtle cake.
What do you want people to know the first time they see your baby boy?
That he's loved and that he's spoiled and that he has great parents and great grandparents and great great grandparents and great siblings who all love him dearly.
Do you love King?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because he's my brother.
Welcome to SBSK. We believe that everybody has a story that's worthy of being heard. When we listen to one another, the world becomes a closer place, and we all benefit together. So without hesitation, let's meet today's friend.
Please learn to love King and understand that he just needs care and that he needs to be told that you love him. He needs to be able to feel physical things. He has feelings and you have feelings. There's nothing different.
I was loving him, and I kissed him on the cheek, and I love him because I like him.
King just needs extra love. You know, all of our kids need love. I just think King requires just a little bit more loving. But yeah, I'll do anything for any of my kids, of course. But yeah, King is just, you know, you just gotta push a little bit harder with King.
Why is it so important to take care of your brother?
Because I just feel the urge to whenever I see him like doing and messing up his shirt. I just feel like I need to put something there. It's like an urge. I was like him when he was like me. He would do the same.
How does Ebony look after King?
She knows how to suction him. She'll sit in the room with him. Say if I have to get in the shower, you know, she sits in there and she watches him.
Have you always had the desire to help your brother?
At first I didn't know that I needed to, that I thought I was too young or that I didn't need to do it, but as I got older, around 8 or 10, that I knew that I need to start helping or because my mom needed me to.
How do you know if King needs to be suctioned?
If he's like, I'd say wheezing, where you see mucus coming from out his little trach, he needs to be suctioned, like really bad.
What's your favorite thing to do with your brother?
Kiss him on his cheek.
Why do you like to do that?
Because I know I need to do that. He's my favorite brother.
I noticed that you stroke King's head. Does that relax him?
Yeah, I think he knows that, you know, my touch. So that's just kind of like my way of letting him know that I'm right here. King can't really see us. They said that you have to be to his nose in order for him to see us. But that I think my touch just lets him know that, you know, Mama's right here.
What are some ways King shows you that he loves you?
He looks at me, and sometimes when I come in his room, he has like this little monitor when it's like his heart rate. Sometimes when it's down and I come in there, or whenever my family members come in there, it goes up, so he knows that we're there.
What did the doctors tell you when he was first diagnosed?
That he would live for a matter of seconds. That go ahead and, you know, spend the little bit of time that I would have with him after birth. So those seconds turn to minutes, minutes turn to days or hours, the hours turn to days, the days turn to months, and the months turn to 6 years.
What are you proud of King for?
I'm proud of him for not giving up. He's been here for 6 years, and hopefully 10, and hopefully 15, and way more. I'm proud of him for just not giving up. Because it would break our family.
What do you mean?
We wouldn't really be the same. We won't be we won't hear his machines going off. We won't hear King. We won't hear King. We want to hear King. I really can't go to sleep with all the silence. in the house because I'm usually used to hearing King's nurses and his machinery.
Does it bring you comfort to hear all of the noise?
It does.
Why?
Because I know that he's in here and that he's here. He isn't gone. He isn't somewhere else. He's with us.
What is King's diagnosis?
Beare-Stevenson syndrome. When King was born, I was told that he was the 21st child in the world with this syndrome. So his skull, the bones in his skull are fused together, and it doesn't allow his brain to grow. So, which is dangerous because it can, cause his brain to be squeezed, and he can, die like that. And he can't breathe out of his nose. You can't put nothing in his nose. So just his whole anatomy from head to toe is just, set up a little bit different than ours.
He's brave, and he goes to school, and he's sick, and he got a pink eye, and he feel better.
When you look into your brother's eyes, what do you think?
I think he knows what's going on.
Why do you smile as you look into his eyes?
I like it when he looks around. He wants to know. But he wants to know. I just think he's curious.
What was it like when King was first diagnosed?
It was scary because I didn't know that King had Beare-Stevenson syndrome until after I gave birth to King. I had a complicated pregnancy, but it wasn't until after I gave birth. I'm not gonna lie, when I gave birth to King, it scared me because he looked so different. Because I didn't know, we don't know what our children are going to look like until you give birth, but it was a little scary at first, and it took me a while. I stayed by his bedside the whole time that he was in ICU. It just took me a while to get used to what my child looked like. His eyes were just like so bulgy. It looked like they were literally about to pop out of his head, so I was scared to touch him. I didn't want to hurt him, but I've learned, and yeah. And so we got used to it.
Do you hope other people try to change King or accept him as he is?
Accept him as he is. That's the only option that needs to be said. There's no changing someone for who they are. He's just King. Nothing, no one else.
Is it ever difficult for you to see the medical conditions King has to fight through?
Yes, all the time, especially the extensive surgeries. I hate those because those surgeries sometimes will last 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Yeah, it's a lot. King has been through a lot medically. So those are like the only things. I know that he has to go through it. That's what's helping him stay here as long. But I hate those. I hate anytime he has to go under anesthesia for anything, because it's just always a risk. It's always a possibility that he might not wake back up.
Do you worry about your brother?
I do. Whenever we have a new nurse, I try to listen to everything my mom says about him, because I don't want someone in there that doesn't know what they're doing.
All nurses are not bad nurses. I would say that. But I think that some nurses don't take their job seriously. If we don't suction King, his trach can plug, and that will block his airway, and that will stop the oxygen to his brain. Unfortunately, King, was a part of that situation of a nurse not taking their job seriously that left my son in this condition. King used to not always be like this. I think that what happened to King, if it did not happen, that King would be walking today. King used to enjoy going to school. He used to enjoy interacting with people.
What is your biggest hope for your brother?
I hope that one day, he could be able to communicate, that he'll get back to the way he used to be, and able to move around and maybe learn how to type and communicate and let us know how he's feeling.
I don't like when people stare at him.
Would you prefer for people to come up and talk to King?
Yes.
What do you hope they say?
Just ask him how he's doing, or say hi, introduce themselves, and I will introduce King. Just talk to him like he can see you, or like he can hear you, don't treat him any different than how you would talk to anybody else.
When someone says something or just looks at him weirdly, I just know that it's nothing to be bothered about it, because he's human, he's like me, he's like them. It doesn't really matter. If he could talk, he could stand up for himself, and like he could be able to tell him to back off, but he can't do that, so I had to do it for him.
We've talked about King's battles. Does he also have joy in his life?
Yes. I think one of the joys is his Nana.
Does your brother communicate love with eye contact?
He does. His eyes widen when my Nana's on the phone.
Nana is like one of his major joys of his life. And he is spoiled by Nana, and he knows his Nana's voice.
What's the best thing about your brother?
That he fights for everything.
What do you mean he fights for everything?
When he's in the hospital, he doesn't give up. He doesn't just say, oh, if it's my time to go, it's my time. He fights. He wants to come home to his brothers and sister and his mom and his dad.
Why do you think he fights so much?
Because his name is King. Kings do not give up.
When you look at King, what goes through your mind?
That I'm one blessed mama. Yeah, I'm happy that God chose me to be his mother.
Why do you think that?
You know, they say that God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. And, you know, I take that as a compliment.
Once you understand King, what will you see?
That you can't go back. You cannot stop loving him.
Thanks for watching SBSK. Click subscribe here to be part of our community. Then hit the notification bell below so you never miss a story. You can even meet another friend here. See you next time.